Hey guys, welcome back to Earth and Medicine. I'm out at the ranch today with my horses and I'm getting ready to do my last training ride before my 25-mile limited distance endurance ride coming up next weekend. So I'm gonna get Sunny ready as if it were the morning of the ride. I've got his hoof boots already on and I'm just kind of going through all of the tack, making sure everything looks really good so I'm not gonna have any tack malfunctions on the day of the race. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am an internal medicine resident in my 3rd year of residency, and so I'm doing 2 weeks of nights right before my first endurance ride. So I've been trying to get Sunny prepared pretty much all summer. We've had a few different times where we tried to go do my first LD and we kind of just had different mishaps, but it's all good. It's been really nice just figuring out how to condition him for endurance riding. So I had a pretty good training routine coming up to these last 2 weeks. He's pretty much gonna have like 2 weeks of tapering because I'm not going to be able to ride while I'm on nights. So this is kind of my last weekend, and then he'll have another 5 or even 6 days off right before our endurance ride. So it's definitely hard to keep a pretty consistent schedule while I've been in residency because my schedule changes every 2 weeks or so. So I've been trying to work around that and just ride as much as I can. And I've been trying to mix it up between faster, shorter rides as well as like long, slow distance rides. I've also been teaching Sunny how to jump, so I do a little bit of jumping as well as dressage training. So I'm gonna take you guys along, we're gonna get tacked up and then we'll head out on the road. So we're all tacked up now. I was gonna walk you guys through what I've got for tack. So I've talked about in another video how I love my Horse Bums pommel bag, and then I like my cantle bag too. I think this is Tough Ones. It was like maybe $35 on Riding Warehouse. And then I've got my English saddle, my endurance stirrups, which I really like. Have some reflective gear, and then I have secured the pommel bag also to my martingale just so it doesn't like kind of bounce up and down when I'm cantering. I have everything fastened also to the girth straps so it stays nice and still. And I've got my neoprene bridle, a nice rope halter over that, and then a rope lead rope too that won't break if he accidentally steps on it. Got our hoof boots. I wrapped the back of them in duct tape because he tends to overreach and he likes to break the gaiters on my Easy Boot Epics. And so I'm trying to protect the gaiters a little bit from him overreaching. We've got the Easy Boot gloves on the back, which work really well. And we're ready to go. Hey, Candy girl. She's gonna be doing an intro ride pretty soon when my mom comes out here to Iowa. We're gonna be doing a nice 12 miles the weekend after I do my 25 miles with Sunny. She's a good girl. All right, ponies, let's go. So as you guys will see coming up on my ride, a lot of the riding I do and the miles and miles that I put in for endurance training is not glamorous. It is doing lots and lots of gravel roads out here in Iowa because there aren't a whole lot of horse trails. A lot of it is private property, a lot of big cornfields and soybean fields, and the state parks are not the most horse friendly, sadly. So either I have to ride on the pavement or we're not allowed to ride in there. And so I end up just riding a lot of dirt roads, and they are straight for miles and miles, but I can't complain. Like, some people have no dirt roads to ride and no trails, and they're only able to ride in their arena or on their property. So a lot of my riding is not super inspiring. I would still say it's pretty beautiful, very green here in Iowa. Now it's changing to a little bit cooler weather, so we're getting a little of those fall colors starting. I try to film a little bit more my prettier rides, so if I trailer out or I end up riding through the state park, but I thought I would just film a little bit more of the, I guess, monotonous kind of riding that I do. I'm sure a lot of endurance riders can also share in a similar experience where a lot of the riding is not very glamorous, but I still appreciate it, and I love that I'm able to get out and ride this many miles and just kind of spend time with my horse and be outside in nature. So we're gonna get on our ride. So when I first started my channel, I was actually living in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I had all of that desert land, which was just open BLM land to ride, and that was really amazing, and I do miss that a lot. Right now we're trying to figure out where we're gonna live after residency, and our top choice right now is actually Oregon. We're looking at Southern Oregon, and I'm hoping that there's a good amount of open, I guess, government land or national forest that I'll be able to ride my horses on straight from my property. That's probably the most riding that I do. I kind of rarely trailer out just because it's hard within my busy schedule. And so I do a lot of riding just straight off of the property where I'm boarding from. So if there's any people in Southern Oregon, let me know how the trail riding is out there. If there's a good amount of like BLM or national forest land that you're able to ride your horses on. Nice, beautiful Iowa rolling hills. This is a hay field. This is one of the country roads that I ride a lot. This is a nice cornfield on this side. Almost getting to time for harvest. I like to start by walking these gravel roads just to help Sunny kind of loosen up a little bit. He's in a smaller paddock, and so he can get kind of tight, especially if I haven't ridden in several days. And then I think it also kind of helps his feet warm up. These gravel roads can be very, very rough, even though I have all 4 boots on. I just don't want him to get stone bruised, and so I feel like it kind of helps his hooves heat up, I guess. And it also helps the boots warm up and kind of soften a little bit. I feel like it probably helps his joints kind of wake up a little bit too if he kind of steps in a ditch, and I don't want him to like sprain anything. It also helps me loosen up. I get pretty tight because I spend a lot of time at a computer being a doctor. So although we're also walking a lot, it's also a lot of time for me to just kind of get really tight. So I've been trying to work on my stretching and strengthening to be a better horse rider, but it's also good for me to kind of get out and get my own miles in too. We are gonna keep going 3 miles straight down this road. Then we might take 1 right turn, and then we'll head south. Right now we are heading east on a very beautiful Iowa County road. Let's do a little canter. Hold on. Really nice canter. Up, up. A little lazy this evening. Come on. Let's go. Has been about 5 days since we've really done anything, so don't blame him for feeling a little lazy tonight. Good to trot downhill, getting them to use a little bit more balance and a little bit of those hind end muscles. It's also good for my balance. Trying to figure out how to stay on good position and not throw him off while he's moving fast downhill. It's just a dog. Come on, trot, trot. Go to the other side of the road. You're okay. You're okay. He can't get out. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. 2 dogs. You're okay. Easy. Easy. Good boy. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay, good boy. We found the sides of the road are generally a little softer than the middle. Even though it's loose gravel, it's a little bit less hard packed. These country roads can get so hard packed, it's like running on concrete. But his feet have gotten nice and hard this summer. He's got his hoof boots on, so he should be able to handle the gravel just fine without getting stone bruised. Got a car coming up. Cars can go really, really fast on these country roads, sometimes 50 or 60 miles an hour, and some of them do not slow down. I find on this road, though, a lot of them do end up slowing down. This is a little bit less busy of a country road. Oh boy. He's also very afraid of cows, and if he thinks that he is smelling or hearing cows at all, he'll get into this really prancy big trot, which is very fun, but a little bit hard to keep control of sometimes. I find that I tend to put more weight, I think, in my right foot than my left, and my saddle is constantly slipping to the right, and so I've been really trying to work on my balance and my strength. I think I have some weakness in my left hip, and so my right hip is pulling my right side of my pelvis forward, and then I guess I put more weight in that right foot. So I'm trying to do a little more squats, more glute strengthening, as well as hip flexor stretches. And while I'm on nights, I've been able to do a little bit of working out at the gym that we have at the hospital. So hopefully it's gonna pay off and I won't be as sore in my back and in my knees during my endurance ride. And totally Charlie's looking for those cows. They're usually right up there on that hill. We can walk the downhill. Such a beautiful evening. Probably the prettiest time of year here in Iowa. Got all the wildflowers along the side of the road, and the trees are all really green. The humidity has decreased. It was so humid this summer and pretty hot, I think record-breaking highs. And so the horses were just sweating, even just standing still in their pastures. And now it's been 70s as the highs and 40s Fahrenheit at night, and so I think the light is starting to change, so they're starting to grow their winter coats a little bit, and I might need to actually do some clipping for him to shorten some of his hair for this ride coming up, so he's not too hot and sweaty. Trying to actively pull my right shoulder back and my right hip back so that I'm not turning my hips in the saddle when I post. I think that's when I can tell that I do it the most. But it's funny because when I'm doing arena work and I'm doing my jumping and I'm focusing on something else, I ride a lot better and more straight and balanced. And it's just got to be something where I'm overthinking it when I'm riding and I'm overcompensating somehow for some weakness. So I figure I should probably do some more arena work. And that's my plan this winter, is actually to do a lot more jumping with that indoor arena we've got. And I made those new jumps, and the footing is really great in the winter, and so I'm going to be doing that a little bit more this winter. Nice uphill, working those glutes. Good boy. Nice steady pace. We pretty much always ride by ourselves, which the good part of that is he's very comfortable going out by himself, even the scary parts where he's nervous. I can always get off and lead him forward and he'll follow me. But the hard part is, he tends to have this slower trot when he's by himself because there's no other horses to chase. And so I am kind of wondering if once we're finally around other horses and riders, is he going to be trying to go at a lot faster of a pace than we trained? And that's very possible. We're both pretty much brand new to the sport, so although we're really experienced with trail riding. It's all by ourselves. Ooh, now we've got the cows. Let's go. Let's go. He's definitely getting used to the cows a lot more. He used to completely lose his mind. And one day I was ponying him off of Candy, and this little baby cow came running up to us, and he freaked out. And he got away from me, and luckily he doesn't run home, so he just started running like crazy around this cornfield, and it was in the winter, so there wasn't any corn. But he just looked so ridiculous. So he ran 2 laps around this big cornfield, and then I finally, I just let him run, and then eventually he came back up to us, and I taught him. So that was pretty ridiculous. I think he's gotten a little bit better with the cows. Got some horses coming up here too. Beautiful Iowa country just before harvest. Getting some nice miles in. 25 miles next weekend will be the longest distance we've done together, but we did do a really nice 18-mile ride a few weeks ago on the same road, and he did really well. I have a nice 9-mile loop that I like. All right, we can walk it down. Walk on a little thick gravel and lots of cows to look at. Take my feet out of the stirrups for a little bit. Let my knees loosen up. I like riding with longer stirrups, but I noticed that my form kind of deteriorates. So I shortened my stirrups again so I could have better contact with my legs when we're trotting and cantering, and hopefully have better positioning. Sonny's not a very big horse, and so if I'm off balance, he can feel it, and it affects his stride and his back, and just his overall comfort, especially when we're doing miles and miles. If we're just doing a little bit of arena work, I mean, he probably doesn't really care that much, but over the long term, it's gonna make both of us unbalanced and sore. Cows chasing him. Look at all these baby cows. Baby cows are so curious. You're okay, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Let's go on the grass a little softer. Lots of thick gravel right here. just changed my camera battery on my GoPro, and we're coming up on our turnaround point here. Such a beautiful, nice evening. This is golden hour, so great for filming. All right, buddy, let's finish it. Good to practice drinking. What are you looking at, Sunny? Got some horses running around here. Silly dude. Hold on. Stop being silly. Cows make you just totally lose your mind. They're just cows. They're just cows. And they're more afraid of you than you are of them. Just relax. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Silly, silly pony. Silly dude. Good boy. Good boy. Walk. Good boy. Good boy. You're very, very silly. Just hope. 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 Good boy. Let's just walk nicely. Let's take a nice walk. Let's do a nice walk. Nice walk. Good boy. Just a nice walk. We are going to have a wonderful endurance ride next Saturday. I am still going to be on nights, and so I'm going to be sleeping that day, and then we're going to get up around midnight, go to the ranch, get Sunny loaded, get everything going, and we're going to drive back up to Wisconsin. And we have about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive to the ride in Wisconsin. And I think the ride starts around 7:30 in the morning. We are riding back into the ranch now. Really, really pretty evening. Just letting Sunny walk and cool off. Might as well get off and walk with him. Oh, oh. Good boy, Sunny. What a great ride we had. You did so well. Handy dandy duct tape I know worked. And I think it did. You can see he was kind of overreaching and trying to tear the back of that boot up. But looks like it worked. Good boy. Let's go get untacked. We had such an awesome ride tonight. I am very excited for our ride coming up. If you guys have any tips for conditioning for endurance rides or the things that you prepare the night before, let me know. This is my first time really doing it, so we're just gonna learn as we go. If you guys like this video, check out the other videos on my channel. Subscribing helps YouTube share my channel with other horse lovers like you. So remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.